Well, hello, this is Matt Cheese. How's it going, guys? I'm here with another video and update for C2 Command and Control, an add-on for Arma 3. And before we get into that, I just want to say thank you for the massive amount of feedback that I got for 2.0. And I was hoping that it would have an impact on people's gameplay, and I'm really glad that it seems to do so. And I'm also really happy that I have a little community now, which was started by Regiman Joss. So we have a Discord now, we have a wiki now. This is just great stuff. And all right, let's get right into the new features. First, let's start with the boring stuff. Just real quick, get that out the way. There was a bug if you opened the map and then you close it again, the overlay could bleed into the mainframe pretty much if you were holding your M key while you were doing that. I fixed that. The next one that is updated is that units going in a diminished pace, they typically had problems and their waypoints just got deleted after a while. And that problem is also fixed right now. So that's the bug fixes. Let's get into the real exciting stuff. All right, the first feature is remote AT rockets, which was impossible before, but I managed to hack my way into it. You can target windows at quite long distances. You can also track moving vehicles like I'm doing here. And if it was an unguided missile, it would track the vehicle and shoot at it, but if it's still moving, it wouldn't hit. But this guy has a guided rocket, and look how we're completely going to dominate the guy, even though he's behind the trees. But yeah, unguided rockets work for stationary vehicles, or if the angle is right, it's also going to work. But as you see here, windows, not a problem anymore. All right, next up, we got a new feature, which is standby and continue. You can find the controls for this in various menus. It's in the radial menu up here at the unit selection. It's also a part of the map planning or planning mode overlay right down there. And of course, it's also included in the tablet right here. So these are the controls. Let's look at what it does. Basically, if you have units carrying out a plan and something changes, you need them to hold the position and return fire. You can order them to stand by, and they will seek cover from any enemies and just wait until you give them the order to continue. This guy up here, I assume he's trying to get into the top corner of this compound. So now the guys are just going to stand by until you give the order to continue, at which point they will just resume whatever plans they had. Another example would be using it in HUD mode. You can set your units to stand by, then set a bunch of destinations. And if you order them to continue, they will all move there at the same time like they would in planning mode, but you gave these orders in 3D. Another user example would be in planning mode, where you can use standby to just have units stand by until the time is right. It's just a nice addition to Go codes. For example, here, Team Green is now standing by. We have Team Red doing their thing, but don't have to bother setting up the plan for Team Green now. We already did that. We just ordered them to continue, and they keep doing their thing with Go codes and everything. It's just a nice little addition to Go codes in planning mode, really. Next up, Go codes are now an available setting for waypoints. Before, you had to set a waypoint and right-click on it, select the Go code for each and every waypoint. You don't have to do that anymore. We now have these Go codes as waypoint conditions, so we can just set a bunch of those on the left side of the road for Team Red, and then we do the same thing with Go code B and Team Green on the right side of the road. And then let's see what happens. So they're both in their first position now. So let's trigger Go code A for Team Red. So they will start moving down the left side of the road while Team Green or Go code Bravo is covering. And now when these guys are in position, we're going to trigger Go code B for Team Green and have them move up on the right side of the road while we are covering on this side. So this is just bound in Overwatch, really easy and straightforward. Alrighty, next up in line, we have a bunch of new optional keybinds. Those are not bound by default, as you can see with these guys down here. Those are mainly for usage with voice attack or voice activation that lets you configure keybinds, but you can also use them with your keyboard, but I have them unbound by default because it's just getting too much and it might most likely clash with some people's binds. So just know that they're there. Anyways, Woofer and AK just released the great Speakeasy profile for voice attack, which works great with Arma and C2 and also a bunch of other add-ons, I believe. And it comes with a profile that has a lot of these already mapped out. That's what I'm using right now. So that should be a great help to get into the fight. Anyways, let's do this. I have my units in pause mode right now so they don't screw with my stuff, but I'm gonna have them resume, and you can see they have a bunch of go codes set up, and I'm now gonna use voice activation to trigger those, hoping that my voice is gonna sound good enough because my computer is not that well trained, but I'm gonna sound like a robot. Unit go code A. There we go. Nice job. All right, have them go, and then unit go code B.
Standing by.
Good job, Woofer. Good job, AK. This shit is really amazing. All right, that wraps it up for version 2.01 of C2 Command and Control. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys have a lot of fun with the add-on. And yeah, make sure you join us on Discord and you check out the wiki as well. And yeah, have a good time. I'll see you in a bit.